Deputy Chief of Staff. They are currently traveling together in the Middle East, and one can only imagine what advice Mrs. Clinton might be giving to her closest aide. Should she stay or should she go? Each of these scandals has damaged the men, but it's fair to say they did as much damage to the women. Elizabeth?
Thanks, Barbara. And that's our program for tonight. But on Nightline After Your Local News, Facebook takes on a whole new meaning, reading faces and naming names. I'm Elizabeth Vargas.
And I'm Chris Cuomo. Join us for a special night of 2020 this coming Wednesday at 10 Eastern. Nasty neighbors, a kleptomaniac kitty, and a really, really dumb criminal, all caught in the act. I'll see you then. Good night.
In HD, you're watching KGUN-9 on your side. News at 10.
My father is Taco Bell, and my stepmother is Judy Bell, and they were murdered at the Firefighters Union Hall. Not a soul didn't like them. I never knew of anyone not liking my mom and dad.
3 women, 1 man dead at the Firefighters Union Hall. And then they shoved it back into my mom's car, and I just fell to my knees and prayed to God that it wasn't her.
My mom is Carolyn Knoll. She was the bartender of the Firefighters Union Hall.
I'm the sister of Carol Lynn Knoll. We always called her Lynn.
It was a 2-week murder spree that started at the Moon Smoke Shop on May 30th and ended up at the Firefighters Union Hall on June 13th, 1996. 6 people were killed. Tonight, on the eve of the anniversary of the slayings, the families of the murder victims tell 9 on Your Side how the January 8th shootings brought back a lot of tears and memories. And for the first time since January 8th, we are getting a look at Congresswoman Giffords. 5 months after surviving the brutal shooting, the first photos of her were released today. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tammy Vo. We now have a better idea of how Gabrielle Giffords is doing and how she looks on her road to recovery. Her office staff ended months of speculation about her appearance by releasing 2 photos on Facebook. KGUN-9 On Your Side's Craig Smith talked with a Giffords staffer and a brain specialist about what happens now as she gets ready to leave the hospital.
Since the shooting, speculation has raged on Giffords' appearance and her potential to return to Congress. Now Giffords has released 2 photos taken almost 4 weeks ago, before surgery to close a portion of her skull, removed to relieve pressure.
Was there some feeling that if you did not release a picture after a while that there would be a lot of speculation that her appearance was somehow very, very shocking in some way?
Well, there already is a lot of speculation about what the Congresswoman looks like. I think people ask us all the time, how's Gabby doing? How does she look like? Can you see evidence of the gunshot wound? Naturally, there is a great interest in that. I should say that the interest sometimes, as you well know from covering this story since the beginning, Craig, has borderline approached feeding frenzy status.
Kara Margin says they wanted to reduce the chance Giffords would be stalked for photos after she leaves the rehab hospital in Houston. Dr. Robert Goldfarb of Carondelet Neurological Institute has not treated Giffords, but is expert in brain injuries.
The level of sophisticated communication expected to survive and do well in a body like the United States Congress, what kind of odds would you give of restoring that?
As a physician and as a neurosurgeon, I never take the odds route because, as I say, each patient is different. She still has a way to go from what we understand, and that is that obviously if she's speaking in phrases, she obviously needs to be speaking in sentences.
Dr. Goldfarb says some of the brain areas affected do affect the ability to recognize and process information and to form the sort of long-term strategic thoughts you would need in politics.
And Craig, the Congresswoman's life will greatly change, no doubt, when she is released from the hospital in just a few weeks. She's basically been in seclusion in the hospital now for 5 months, and she will likely face that frenzy from the public and the media when she gets out. Any idea from her staff as to how she maybe feels about that or how she's going to deal with all that?
Well, one thing to consider is the idea that those still pictures may cool that frenzy. Possibly not. People will want to see video that give you a better idea of her level of functioning. But they say in general she is eager to get out of the hospital, get out in the broader world at large, because she basically has been
a little constrained in that hospital environment, and being out in the world can be an effective part of her rehabilitation.
Well, she looks great, and it is no doubt nice to see her smiling again. Craig, thank you. A little girl is in bad shape tonight after she was found in an east side jacuzzi face down. Rural Metro tells us it happened in the 12,000 block of East Lou Bach Place near Fort Lowell and Soldier Trail tonight. They say another child spotted the 2-year-old in the jacuzzi. She was not breathing when paramedics arrived. The girl was rushed to TMC in critical condition. Several fires continue to blaze across Arizona tonight. Residents who were evacuated because of the Wallow fire are getting to go back home. The incident management team says that the Wallow fire is just at over 443,000 acres and 10% contained. Residents of Springerville, Eager, and South Fork are getting to go home, but air quality certainly is a concern. Earlier today, the Cochise County Sheriff's issued an evacuation order for 200 residents near the 3,000-acre Monument Fire burning close to Sierra Vista. Some residents were allowed to go back home a short time ago. A 9 on Your Side Bisbee viewer sent us a photo earlier today. A lot of smoke out there. No word on how the fire started, but please stay with KGUN-9 News for continuing coverage of all the wildfires.
Now your forecast first with Chief Meteorologist Erin Christensen.
Well, the weather will be a little bit weaker or better for firefighters tomorrow. The wind not nearly as strong, let's put it that way. In fact, we are not expecting any red flag warnings as the wind will weaken anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. That is sustained, meaning blowing at that strength for 2 minutes straight from the southwest. It will, however, increase in the afternoon up to about 15, 25 miles per hour with some gusts topping out near 30 or 35 miles per hour. 83 degrees right now at Tucson's airport with clear skies. We'll talk more about the smoke that's in our air and how that's affecting our air quality coming up.
Music on the Mountain drew more than 100 people to Summerhaven today, even though the forest is closed. As 9 on Your Side's Claire Dwan tells us, businesses want everyone to know that they are still open.
For businesses and all the people enjoying music on the mountain today, keeping Summerhaven open is a blessing.
I think allowing events like this is prudent because these people still have to make a living up here. And, you know, obviously they drew a crowd.
That's good news for the Cookie Cabin, where a jump in fire restrictions has led to a drop in dough of the green variety.
Since they closed down all the trails and the camping sites, it's been rather slow just because people believe that the mountain's been completely closed and they don't understand that Summerhaven's still open, all the businesses are still open.
But some believe the measures are a recipe for disaster, with devastation from the Aspen fire still on hillsides and fresh in people's minds.
Oh, it was horrible. We cried down the valley. It was horrible. We seen it coming this way and then it just took over the whole town. There was nothing anybody could do. It was the saddest thing I've ever been through.
Officials stationed 2 fire trucks in the village, 2 down by Palisades, and a hotshot crew on the mountain. But the owner of Living Rainbow Gift Shop is still pitching in.
Go out, take a walk after work, anywhere from 4 to 5 miles, and I check at least 5 different picnic areas to make sure fires are out.
We talked to some people here, even some business owners who say, why not just shut it down altogether? It's really not worth the risk of possibly allowing something to happen like it did 8 years ago.
We're trying to be real careful. We're trying to be very proactive. Mount Lemmon is also Tucson's Mount Lemmon.
Reporting from Mount Lemmon, Claire Dwan, KGUN-9 on your side.
Tonight, we remember.
I watched it on the news.
Yeah, we both found out by the news.
Wake up, you gotta shine with the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you've got to give.
Thanks for waking up with us. You're watching Good Morning Tucson. It's all about today. It's all about your day. That's why here at Good Morning Tucson, it's all about early. It's all about you.
It's all about early.
We're here to get your day started right.
I wanna be there.
Start your today with KGUN-9 on your side. Good Morning Tucson.
And go. Condenser coil, condensed soup, green bean casserole.
Why do we come here?
Thank you.
Hello.
You're good.
Has your furniture seen better days? Well, good news, because Sam Levitt's big summer clearance sale is on for a few days only. Save big on almost everything in 3 big stores. All overstocked furniture, mismatched mattresses, blast ones, floor samples, closeouts, accessories, discontinued patio sets. They're all reduced. Save up to 77% on quality final clearance merchandise. There's no interest financing when paid by January 2013, and get it delivered now with Sam Levitt's same or next day delivery service. It's summer clearance time with big markdown savings now at Sam Levitt's.
Folks, don't miss the biggest used car sale anywhere in southern Arizona. It's our massive below Blue Book clearance event going on now. Chevy Avails, Blue Book price over $14,000. Our price just $11,999, $139 a month. Plus we've got 50 used cars for only $58.88 and only $99 a month. And just announced, 0% financing is now available for most of these cars. So hurry to Jim Kleck, our Homestead dealership today.
And go. Condenser coil. Condensed soup. Cream and casserole.
Why do we come here?
Thank you.
Hello.
You're good.
Will you marry me?
That's so cheesy.
The new breakfast-inspired double cheese tortilla scramble. Fluffy eggs, warm tortilla chips, and lots of gooey melted cheese, starting at just $4.99 only at IHOP.
Don't you just love it?
I do.
KGUN-9 On Your Side is brought to you by Express Flooring. In HD, Tammy Vo. Weather with meteorologist April Madison. And Jake Knapp with sports. You're watching KGUN-9 On Your Side. News at 10.
It was a night Tucsonans will never forget. A brutal killing spree that stretched from one end of town to the other over the course of 2 weeks. May 30th, 1996. At the time, it was the Moon Smoke Shop on Grant and Stone. A deadly robbery committed by Scott Nordstrom, his friend Robert Jones, nicknamed Red, and the getaway driver, David Nordstrom. Minutes later, 2 men would be dead for money. Thomas Hardman and Clarence Odell were shot to death. Another man escaped out the back door and provided critical information to police, who made some sketches. But Tucson still had killers on the loose, and police had double murders on their hands until June 13th, 1996. More killings. Judy and Taco Bell, Carol Lynn Knoll, and Mary Beth Munn shot to death. In the end, there were 6 victims and families forever tied to one another. 9 on Your Side attempted to contact all those families. 9 on Your Side producer Martha Serta and photojournalist Craig Mills spoke to 3 of those families 15 years later.
Usually gets me choked up, is wondering like what those minutes were like for her and what kind of things went through her head.
Tony Schneider lost her older sister, Carol Lynn Knoll, that night. The 2-week murder spree came to an end here at the Firefighters Union Hall on Benson Highway. It was a Thursday night. Knoll was behind the bar.
It was actually a fluke that she was even there. Another woman who was the other bartender called in sick and called my mom to see if she would cover for her. So my mom wasn't even supposed to be there.
Friends gathered at the hall like they've done so many times before, until a buzz at the door. Cos Knoll says his mother let in Scott Nordstrom and Robert Red Jones.
My mom actually took her position, and Scott Nordstrom actually had worked there as a barback.
Then what started as a robbery for about $800 ended with 4 victims beaten and shot to death.
We know that Red Jones stood in one place and just shot each of the customers lined up, execution style, and my sister was told to lie face down behind the bar, and then she was shot in the back of the head twice.
For some of the victims, a need to know every detail became very important, even examining crime scene photos and returning to the scene. Rick Bell lost his father, Arthur Taco Bell, and his stepmother, Judy.
I don't know who it was that done that, but I can remember every little detail of what it was to walk in and look and see where the bullet entered the back of their head, exited the front, and bounced off the bar. You can see the spot. They're there. And when I go in, I make it a point to go in and rub each one and say, I'm here.
6 months went by with no arrests. Then, on a cold day in December of 1996, an anonymous caller provided the information that finally led to an arrest.
Cos called me, my nephew, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's ecstatic. And he says, they arrested him, they found him.
David Nordstrom came forward to say that his brother Scott and friend Robert Red Jones committed the crimes at both the smoke shop and the firefighters union hall. From there, 3 trials, 2 death sentences. David Nordstrom testified against the 2 and got 4 years for his role in the smoke shop murders. He's a free man today and said to be living in California. Carol Knoll's sister actually contacted him. She had a question for him that didn't get answered at trial.
First off, I didn't understand why people were upset with him. Hello, he was the driver for the Moon Smoke Shop 2 weeks before. He didn't come forward with this information. He was trying to get money for the information. But I said to him, what I need to know is, because the gun you took that killed her belonged to her best friend, did you know my sister? And he says, no, I didn't.
For the families, it's the memories that keeps them going.
The last memories I have is I borrowed $20 from my dad to get by to my next paycheck a couple weeks back, and he came to me and he needed $20 to get to the next paycheck. And I actually got paid, so I gave him the 20, and he wanted to give it back to me that Wednesday, the night before it happened, or it was the night before it happened. I said, no, just keep it. I've borrowed money from you all my life. Don't worry about it. And when I picked up their personal effects from the police department, I found out $20 in his pocket still.
When I was 14 and got to be in her wedding, and after that she said she was going to dress me in green because I was so much taller than her. I was the Jolly Green Giant. And she used to write me letters when she moved to California.
Chris Bell says the shootings on January 8th took him back 15 years. He knows what those families are and will be going through.
The January 8th victims and everyone else. But, you know, the big thing is, like I said, get your counseling. Get in to talk to someone. Even if it's just relatives, you need to talk. You need to express your views and you need to express your pain.
For some of the survivors, it's the sudden loss that hurts the most.
Mostly it's the not saying goodbye. Someone you love.
I think about her every single day. And my son was born on her birthday, so that's a good reminder of her.
Open the door, we're moving forward. We are linked in more ways than ever. And now with better broadband, entertainment, data, and voice technologies, and more personal service, there is a new opportunity to connect to it all with even greater freedom. Introducing CenturyLink. Over the hills, beyond the horizon, no distance between you and me.
Free access to Chase ATMs wherever you are, that's a step forward. Chase customers can avoid ATM fees with the most ATM locations in Arizona and over 16,000 nationwide. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
Want a new idea for a Father's Day gift? No new socks and no more ties. Just call Express and get him new flooring. We'll come to your home on your schedule, and you get savings up to 63%, plus our lifetime installation warranty.
Call before Father's Day and get the installation of new carpet free. And never before offered by Express, get 1/2 off tile, wood, or laminate installation.
It's simple, but you must call now. Call 800-EXPRESS, the happy home people.
And here are your fuel points, Mr. Flora.
Wow. It's amazing how much money you can save on gas just by shopping at Fry's.
Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend at Fry's.
You can save 10 cents a gallon at participating Shell and Circle K stations.
Or up to $1 a gallon at Fry's fuel centers.
That's an awesome deal.
And now there's 500 more locations to save on fuel.
With the way gas prices are right now, it makes even more sense to shop at Fry's.
It's easy to save on fuel at Fry's. Fresh food, famous low prices.
My Suntram bus is awesome. I don't have to drive. My friends don't have to drive.
It's nice, it's clean, it's relaxing. On the way in, I usually start to plan my day, and on the way home, I can start catching up on reading.
I don't have to deal with the freeway traffic. and the wear and tear it saves on my vehicle is incredible.
When you're riding the bus, you really do get some more time to yourself.
I consider my Suntran bus my limousine to work.
It's really a great way to commute.
I love not having to drive. I love it.
Skycam brought to you by Tucson Window and Door. Now, KGUN-9 on your side weather with Chief Meteorologist Erin Christensen.
Welcome back. Well, my buddy Mike Barnacastle's at it again, taking a lot more photos of the Horseshoe 2 fire, and he sent me this picture taken just last night. This is of Sugarloaf Peak and the Rhyolite Canyon. Some scary stuff there, lots of smoke in the air, and that smoke is going to be affecting our air quality. I mean, it already has to a certain extent. Typically during the early morning hours, we get that temperature inversion. It kind of traps in some of that haze. Some folks have reported even in the Tucson area that they can smell the smoke. Well, mainly the impacts are going to be felt east of here into New Mexico. We just saw this map here that was posted on the National Weather Service website. Kind of interesting. Talks about the areas that are going to feel the greatest impact of air quality reduction because of all the fires that are burning in Arizona. And you can see obviously the area that's highlighted in red closest to the Wallow fire there. That's the area that's going to be impacted the most. And then followed by the orange areas, the yellow and the green. You'll notice here's Tucson. Doesn't even really show it encroaching into our area because the wind is from the southwest, so it's kind of blowing all the smoke off to the northeast. But boy, if we get that shift of winds like we typically do during the start of monsoon, or when it happens, then all of that smoke will be moving our way. Wouldn't it be nice to pick up a little bit of rain, kind of settle those fires down just a bit, calm some of that smoke that's in the air? Well, monsoon does begin on Wednesday. Doesn't mean the rain will. In fact, it won't. You'll see that in your 7-day. But we are tracking the dew point for you. Remember the old-fashioned start to the monsoon? You had to have that average daily dew point, 54 degrees or higher for 3 consecutive days. Well, we're not even close. Just to give you an idea here, the National Weather Service and KGUN are tracking the dew point. And here's the green line. That is that 54-degree dew point threshold there. We're way down here still in the teens. So we've got quite a ways to go before we get enough moisture in the air. Now those are the average daily dew points. Here's the current dew point, still in the teens in Tucson, 16, 31 the highest in Sierra Vista. So we have a ways to go. 83 degrees right now at Tucson's airport. Other temps 82 in Casa Grande, 70s for Nogales and Sierra Vista, 74 in Wilcox after a 97-degree high. Tucson did climb to 100. That puts us exactly where we should be. 30-year average is that century mark. We've been watching a little bit of cloud cover here across the northern part of the state. Won't have any impact on us by way of rain, but it is certainly a sign that a little bit more moisture is trying to move in. We'd love to see this bright green stuff over us, not that orange and black, because that would indicate a little bit more moisture for us and a chance for rain. But you'll see in your 7-day here, that will not be happening. Clear skies to start our monsoon and triple digits across the board. If you joined us at 4, you'll notice I bumped these numbers up. 104 Wednesday, 105 Thursday. We'll be right back.
Millionaire, sometimes a hunch can take you far.
I'm not really familiar with this musical artist. I'll just pick D.
You have it right.
I'm just going to say C. I'm kind of leaning towards C, final answer.
You are freaking me out.
Now, Joanne scored a millionaire first.
Round 1. Without using one lifeline.
You'll have to see it to believe it. Next Millionaire.
Weekdays at 4 on KGUN-9 on your side.
You'll like the difference at Vantage West Credit Union.
I like my monthly dividends on my premium checking account.
I like being notified when my loan payment is due.
I like that I can open and manage my account online.
I like making business deposits from my desk.
I like having free identity theft resolution.
I really like their business accounts.
Vantage West Credit Union. Shouldn't you be a member?
Here's Wade. Look out!
What? No! Ouch. 3G buffering, huh?
Come on!
Relax. With T-Mobile, you can watch the game at super fast speeds and get unlimited talk and text.
Look out!
Nice! Thought you'd like that.
Hold on. Mom?
In your face. Switch to T-Mobile's truly unlimited data, talk, and text for just $79.99 and save over $350 a year, only on America's largest 4G network.
T-Mobile.
Closed captioning brought to you by Christie's Appliance, serving Tucson since 1956. Tino's Pizza, making quality pizza in Tucson for 25 years. And Sam Lovitz Furniture, your local hometown furniture company, bringing you the lowest prices since 1953.
Everything that makes your world hum is right here with Dex. Need it? Dex it.
Win cash or a new car. It's Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment's Cash and Cars Summer Heat Wave with 2 drawings every Thursday to win cash, plus a chance to move on to the next big drawing for a chance to win up to $2,000 or a new car. It's Desert Diamond Casino's Cash and Cars Summer Heat Wave with over $200,000 in cash and cars. Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia and I-19 at Pima Mine Road.
Get a large Pizza Hut pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10 only at your Pizza Hut.
Now, KGUN-9 On Your Side Sports with Jake Knapp.
In 2006, the Miami Heat ripped the hearts out of the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals, claiming their first championship in franchise history. 5 years later, the Mavs returned the favor in South Beach. The big three of the Heat trying to force a Game 7. First quarter, Jason Terry picks off the LeBron James pass and goes the other way. Tough basket for Terry. Gets it to go. The former Wildcat, he was great tonight. Second quarter, Heat take the lead off a three-pointer by Eddie House. Look what happens after the shot. Udonis Haslem, Deshaun Stevenson get into it. Mario Chalmers decides he needs to say something and gets physical. All 3 players given technical fouls. Back to Terry. He torched the Nets in South Beach. Stops and pops. A game-high 27 points for Jason Terry tonight. The Mavs were hungry. This play a good example. Sean Marion, the former Sun, with a rebound and the putback. Dirk Nowitzki, well, it was cold in the first half, 1 for 12, but came to life in the second half. How the heck do you defend that? You just don't. Late fourth quarter, Jason Kidd finds a streaking Nowitzki for the lefty lay-in, and that does it. Nowitzki, the face of the Mavericks franchise, brings Dallas its first NBA title. He was emotional. 105-95 the final. Jason Terry elated. He won a national title with U of A. Now he's an NBA champion.
Our faith in God, our faith in each other is what prevailed. This team never gave up. You know, when faced with adversity, we always responded. But more importantly, not only the city of Dallas, what we've been through for the last 5 years. I go to sleep with it every night, Dirk and I, the city of Dallas, and tonight we got vindication. And then when you do something as crazy as I did, you gotta back it up.
And this is also for the Mavs fans who've been through a lot of disappointments with me over the last couple of years, and they always stuck with me and kept supporting us. And the gym was always full in Dallas during the regular season. And this is for them.
Dirk Nowitzki, the finals MVP, a lifetime Maverick, finally gets his championship. Switching gears after getting blown out the last 2 nights, the Tucson Padres looking for some redemption against the Las Vegas 51s tonight. Kino Bambino, he was pumped, ready to go. Matt Bushman came out amped up as well, gets the strikeout to end the inning. 6 Ks and 6 shutout innings for Bushman. Now tied at 1 in the second inning. Bases loaded for Luis Martinez. Grounds to short, so there's the out at second. The throw to first is wild, so a run scores. Jared Hoffpower tries to score off the wild throw, but he gets gunned down at home. Didn't matter. Padres win big, 11-1. D-backs and Marlins in Florida. Happy times in the Marlins dugout before the game. We pick it up in the third inning. Ryan Roberts winds up and uncoils on this offering. That's a solo shot to left, and it's 3-0 D-backs. Some pretty nice glove work later on by Willie Bloomquist. Travels a long way to make this grab. Very nice. D-backs win 5-1. Series finale is tomorrow in Florida. More sports after this.
The stronger the Rapids, the more we loved it. Took some wild risks when I was young, but I was still taking a risk with my cholesterol. Anyone with high cholesterol may be at increased risk of heart attack. Diet and exercise weren't enough for me. I stopped kidding myself. I've been eating healthier, exercising more, and now I'm also taking Lipitor.
If you've been kidding yourself about high cholesterol, stop. Along with diet, Lipitor has been shown to lower bad cholesterol 39 to 60%. Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke in patients who have heart disease or risk factors for heart disease.
Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
Let's go!
If you have high cholesterol, you may be at increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Don't kid yourself. Talk to your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
The all-new Hyundai Sonata is now the International Car of the Year. For a reason. Sonata gets an impressive 35 mpg. That's more than Accord and Camry. And only Hyundai covers you with a 100,000-mile warranty. Plus, now when you buy a new Hyundai, your trade-in value is guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed. Right now is the season to save. And Sonatas are only $199 a month or rates as low as 0.9%. Hurry to your Jim Click Hyundai dealers today.
Call Express today for fast, free in-home shopping and our lifetime installation warranty.
Plus, get the installation of new carpet free. And never before offered at Express, get 1/2 off tile, wood, or laminate installation.
The happy home people.
And here are your fuel points, Mr. Flora.
Wow. It's amazing how much money you can save on gas just by shopping at Fry's.
Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend at Fry's.
You can save 10 cents a gallon at participating Shell and Circle K stations.
Or up to $1 a gallon at Fry's fuel centers.
That's an awesome deal.
And now there's 500 more locations to save on fuel.
With the way gas prices are right now, it makes even more sense to shop at Fry's.
It's easy to save on fuel at Fry's.
Fresh food,
famous low prices.
I am an immigrant. My dad was driving trucks and my mom was working at a dry cleaner so that we could be here. They had 3 daughters and they wanted us just to succeed. I feel an obligation to them and also a desire to soak up everything that this country has to offer, and I want to be able to give my kids what I was given. I want my 3 daughters to realize their full potential. That I feel like I need God's help with. I'm a mother. I am a law professor. My name is Marissa and I'm a Mormon.
If you really put it out there on the line, you are a champion. You may not be the champion of the world, but you'll be the champion of your life. And yo, Adrian, I did it!
Sylvester Stallone with that famous line from Rocky. His screen work from those films enough to get him inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame, along with Mike Tyson. Iron Mike, despite his antics out of the ring, considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
But we wanted to be great fighters. And that's... Hey guys, I can't even finish this stuff. Thank you. Thank you.
What a big teddy bear. Tyson has reportedly made around $300 million during his fighting days. Not sure where all that went, but he's still one of the best of all time. Got to mention Jeff Gordon won a NASCAR today at Pocono, and ASU baseball loses to Texas in the Super Regional 4-2.
All right, Jake, thank you. As we all know, the Coronado National Forest is closed, and that forced a Tucson couple to really scramble for their plan B today, the day of their wedding. Congratulations to Ronnie Hansman and Andy Dennehy. They were married tonight at La Mariposa. It was their dream, though, to be married on Mount Lemmon, where they had their first date. But just a couple of days ago, they learned that wasn't going to happen because of the forest closure. But it did happen tonight. The couple is thrilled. It says that everything was just perfect.
A lesson in compromise before marriage.
I know. Tough start, but they look good. Yeah. Congratulations and good night.
Tucson's original soft rock at workstation, 94.9 Mix FM.
Today's forecast, blazing hot this morning, scorching hot this afternoon, mystifyingly hot tonight.
When it's hot and sweaty, the last thing you want is for your fountain drink to be hot and sweaty. All Thirst Busters and Frosters now come in a no-sweat cup. 79 cents, any size, every day. Only at Circle K. What else do you need?
The new Droid X2 by Motorola with a dual-core processor. I could do everything faster. It's a shame Mackenzie's too young to buy me one for Father's Day. We play games on it together, listen to music, watch movies. She'd want me to have one. And what kind of father would I be to get in her way? I'll just sign her name on the card.
Give Dad a gift he'd give himself, like the new, more powerful-than-ever Droid X2, or the Droid Pro for $99.99, and get unlimited data for just $29.99. Verizon.
Score at Play It Again Sports, with everything to safely outfit your player for less. From helmets to cleats, Play It Again Sports carries head-to-toe top brands. Play It Again Sports. Stop by one of our 3-team sports headquarters.
Play It Again Sports!
Hi, my name's Buddy, and do I have some deals for you? Just get on your computer and go to Buddy'sDeals.com. There you'll find really great savings at a whole bunch of local businesses. I'm talking 50 to 90% off all kinds of stuff, like food at your favorite restaurant, even health and fitness services. Saving money and getting great stuff is almost as exciting as chasing a squirrel. So go to Buddy'sDeals.com and sign up for my great deals today.
Since 1996, Oro Valley and Tanca Verde Audiology have been helping people with hearing impairment. Honest, compassionate, personalized care, and the most advanced testing equipment available. See if you qualify for a free device demonstration. Oro Valley and Tanca Verde Audiology. We take time to listen.